Tape marker, action. What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. Ryan680.
And this is Lex back at it again, not with a review, but a reaction.
Reaction, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking about, of course, before we get into details, before we unveil what we are about to talk about, obviously, if you've seen it from the wording of this title and everything, we are talking about the Black Adam post-credit scene, and we're not gonna say it yet, but we're gonna put that little red button on spoilers. So if you have not seen the Black Adam post-credit scene, be sure to not talk. Check out our other videos. Check out our regular review. It has no spoilers whatsoever, where we talk about Black Adam, where we dissect it a little bit, and yeah. And put on comments down below. What did you think of that post-credit scene? What did you think of the movie down below? Maybe before we even start this review, before you even just comment, give a thumbs up too. By the way, but just by just listening to us, listen to our reaction, and everything, give us a thumbs up. And yeah, Lex, let's get started with our ratings real quick.
Yeah,
you know, our ratings with this. What was your ratings of this Black Adam film?
I forgot. I give it a 7. No, I gave it
7.5.
Yeah, I give it 7.5. Yeah. And the more I know, I points I said like, well, it was as fun as like an 8 and things like that. I think I'm good where I was left at, like with 7.5. I think that's a fair rating. And I haven't changed. I haven't seen it again yet, but I haven't changed my opinions. The more I think about it, I think the more it just stands happy at 7.5.
I'm happy where I'm at. I'm at a 7 out of 10. I'm ecstatic. I after settling over and over, I'm all like, should I have rated? Because every time certain movies, right, we're just like, we get caught up in the moment, including myself, especially with this movie. I got caught up in the moment to see Dr. Fate and everything, and we kind of like, I get more excited about that at that part of the film, which we knew we were gonna get from the trailers and everything. We knew Dr. Fate was in this movie. Definitely just ecstatic seeing him on screen, and that's why I leave it at a 7. That's why I'm kind of like happy where I'm at. And we'll talk about, but let's get right to it, guys. Again, spoilers. This is our reaction. Okay, we're gonna say it right now. This is our reaction to the Superman post-credit scene. Let's talk about it. Black Adam. Let's talk about it. Let's watch it. Let's check this out. Y'all ready for this? You ready, Lex?
Yeah.
Let's get right to it.
My name is Amanda Waller. Congratulations, you have my attention. You don't want to stay in my prison, that's fine.
That suit
is your prison now.
There's no one on this planet that can stop me.
I can call in a favor and send people who aren't from this planet.
Send them all. It's been a while since anyone's made the world this nervous.
Oh man, dude! Woo! Let's go! Let's go!
Yep. Back.
Woo! Oh man, let's go! Let's
go! Not original, but like brighter colors,
dude.
He's back. It was a little weird because the like, I mean, we were there at the theater, right? So like, it's weird because this kind of jumps a little bit, I guess, so that they don't copyright it. So this skips a little bit. The scene is not, it's quick after credit scene, but like it's not as quick as this, so like there's a little bit more room to breathe.
It cuts where, because you actually see in the distance, you actually see a shadow, and
you hear like the sky, music, the supersonic boom, like the sky when it cracks, like before he lands. And by he, the man himself, the Man of Steel, Henry Cavill.
Dude, man. No.
Oh, okay.
No, man, dude. The freaking swirl, man. Oh, dude. I love it, man.
I at first like didn't think that the swirl could work. Like with Man of Steel and like Zack Snyder's version, they just kept the swirl because it is like, it is a little like, I don't want to say outdated, it's iconic. But like, I get it. Like, if you slick your hair back, it's probably easier. Like, you don't always have like a swirl coming up. But I don't know. It looks good on Henry Cavill on the after credit scene, and I really enjoy the color, the brighter color scheme. That's one thing about like, when I look back at Man of Steel, that's one thing that I feel didn't age as well for me. Is like Zack Snyder's style, like it's very muted colors, but the suit itself is very muted.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest here. With the Man of Steel, we talked about on a regular review, guys. Man of Steel, whether you believe this or not, Man of Steel is one of the best DC films in our time right now, in our current time, one of the best. Now, I'm not saying it's the best compared to the Batman and all. We're just talking about as far as the DCU property, because this did include the start of the DC universe. Yeah. This definitely is one of the top. I mean, Man of Steel to me, I mean, it's so hard because everyone's all like, Ryan, what are you talking about? Superman 2 was good. I love Superman 2. I do. I love that. I freaking love that movie. Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, I love this movie. And it's because everyone's all like, well, who's the better Superman? I always talk about it. People always mention it to me. They're like, what's the better Superman? Who's the better Batman? I'll be honest, I love them all. It's so hard for me to choose.
They all work for different times.
Yeah, exactly. They all work.
Superman's a character you have to update, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's just so much. I mean, they use so much of our current events and whatever we're going through at that certain time, and they bring that whole emotional essence to the film and everything. So I just it's so hard to choose. It really is. And I'll be honest here. There's people say, oh, Christian Bale's the better Batman. Michael Keaton's the OG. Even some people I hear random people say Adam West, and that's fine. But it's definitely, I can't choose any of the icon. That's my top 3 superheroes, It's always going to be Batman, Superman, Dr. Fate. I mean, it's always going to be them 3, Thor, and then Spider-Man. And then it's definitely hard. It really is hard to choose. And I kind of feel like that we get caught up in the moment of like, okay, which is the best one? Which is the best Spider-Man? And I'm just like, I mean, to me, I enjoyed them all. Andrew Garfield, I'll be honest though, Andrew Garfield, I wasn't happy. I really wasn't. I didn't like, that was my least favorite. But after so many years, I rewatched it. It was better than when I saw it years ago. I'll definitely say that. But yeah, I mean, Black Adam here, that suit. So the pop. I noticed it this morning that the pop actually came out, and it was the updated suits. So they kind of hit it a little bit, because I was all like, his suit is like without the cape on the pops, and then I was all like, I got an email from Pop Figure of Funko, and I'm all like, new Black Adam. So I was like, they just released it like a week or 2 ago, or maybe a month ago, that I got that email, and I was like, what is this? And then it comes to find out, actually shows the new suit. And that new suit, let's be honest here, that new suit, that's not it right there, but the new suit just looks phenomenal, man. I enjoyed that new suit. Even so, were you a fan of, because we saw this together when we were watching this movie, Black Adam? Were you on board with the first suit already, Lex, or were you kind of hesitant? Because it kind of looks a little that's a good word to use, right? Muted. And look, this is comparison right here. This is the BVS suits that we got, and I noticed 2 more. Maybe you're right. The Superman colors does look a little muted there. I guess you could say these are 2 muted suits. What'd you think of the Black Adam suit though?
I really liked it. The first one was gritty, right? Like the one shown on the screen here. It's gritty. The symbol is kind of like, at first I thought it was like that it's old, and then we find out in the movie more about like perhaps why the suit was not as bright, and it was kind of like it's a symbolism for how he was dealing with having these powers, right? He still didn't feel like he earned them and things like that. And towards the end, he got kind of like fully embraced them, and I think that brought the shine forward on the suit. I don't mind like the colors and things like that, because of the first suit, I mean, because like it still worked. Like once VFX like came through and things like that, like I feel like it was not super distracting, which I really love the updated one. But I mean, it stands out for sure though. So like it's very shiny, and I think that throughout the entire movie would have been a little bit too distracting. So I just kind of like the natural progression of it. And I really like, one of my favorite things, and I know The Rock has talked about it, is like they made sure that it had no like muscle pads, and absolutely like it does not need them. The Rock is like just
he has a
built
presence
like
already.
that.
Yeah.
He has the presence. They did test it out with the muscle padding, but The Rock even said that it looked kind of ridiculous, because then he looked really like fake stocky on top of his already like built body. So I'm very happy with the way that it contours to him, and once again he looks very menacing. He looks enforcing. And overall, I really like it. And the little details, I think this is one of the best things. Like, I think it started with the Man of Steel suit, but all of them, like the pattern that they have to give it added texture, I think it's really awesome the way that suits, at least for the DC, because I actually haven't seen Marvel do a ton of this, where like Marvel goes for like a realistic approach, which is really, it's still awesome. I love some of the suits, like the Captain America, not the one from Avengers, but like the one Winter Soldier and Infinity War, all that stuff. I like the updated realism to that, and still you have your textures. Marvel does a really good job with like armors, of course, because of Iron Man. But DC, for suits that are meant to look like spandex or whatever, I just really like the added. Marvel has done this with Spider-Man. Spider-Man has always been kind of like that. But I just really like that the symbols kind of represent, like for Superman, he has like Kryptonian patterns in it. Here you saw some like glyphs on Black Adam's suit, and I think that the Shazam suit also has some of that added texture. And so I just really like that. It looks really good on screen, and on movement it also looks good.
Yeah, I thought it was very similar to the Man of Steel suit, obviously without the cape and everything. It had that same tightness as far as onto the body, right? I mean, because that's, and of course, if you guys did not know, I don't know if it is in this one. I really have no clue. It might just be the regular suit. But in the Zack Snyder, and then Man of Steel and BVS, even Batman, the capes of Batman, Superman are CGI'd. All the capes are. In Zack Snyder's, any project that Zack Snyder was in, as far as DCU in the past, they've always been CGI. I'm not sure if the cape was CGI.
I'm pretty sure it was.
It was? Like, okay. I'm not too sure.
I think everyone's doing it. Like in motion, it looks cooler. You can control
the wind instead of creating the wind. You just I mean, you still create it, but like it.
But there's other shots where like it's not right. Like if it's a shot like this where he was just like walking up, talking to Amanda Waller, I'm sure that one's real. But and the same thing, like in this court scene, the cape.
It was a cape is real. Yeah,
it's
exactly.
When he's flying or when he's in motion or battling, like
pretty much when the VFX sense. When the VFX is in effect, the suits the cape's not real.
Exactly.
And this is the closest thing I could find. It still hasn't leaked online yet. The photos of the Black Adam, because it did come out this weekend. So this definitely, like, dude, I was very surprised. I didn't think we were gonna get an updated suit right so like in one movie. And even so though, it looks so much similar. And again, it goes back to the whole like Shazam feel of it, and I love that. I love that. I kind of want to point out that was definitely intended.
Yeah, and I want to point out that like that picture for that toy, I think they're doing two things. They're mixing. I mean, it's obviously The Rock, but that is a more comic books accurate suit than what we get. It's not exactly the one that we get, but the colors shine just like that one. And the reason I say like that belt is like from the comic books. The one with The Rock ends up being similar to what he ended up with, but just gold. Pretty much like the suit remains the same. It's just they really polish off the gold, because I think like even some gauntlets that he has on throughout the first part of the movie are they're black and then they turn gold.
I'll say it again. Every time I mentions like, oh, what you think of Black Adam? Hawkman surprised the hell out of me.
Yeah,
he really did. I really did not think I was gonna enjoy Hawkman way more than. I mean, okay, I did not think I was gonna love the Justice Society. I did not. I'll be honest. I really did not expect much from them. But looking at how frustrated they were with each other, Hawkman with Dr. Fate, with Hawkman even like when they're conspiring a plan to get Black Adam, I love that, man. It just felt so like, it's weird to say this, but it almost feels like we've been watching them this whole time. As far as it almost feels like they've been in another DC movie, but they haven't. A few things I do want to point out, of course, and call it whatever you want, but DC, y'all comped out, y'all copied. Again, thinking about it all over the beginning scene. This is a spoilers. I'm gonna mention this. This is spoilers. So the very first time we get to Justice Society, which is Hawkman, we see him. Almost looks like X-Men's freaking the mansion, and then also come to find out the way that the jet comes out. It comes out like X-Men knockoff, and then also the jet itself, the way that's modeled, it looks like X-Men. I mean, call me crazy. It looks so similar. And I'll be honest though, it worked. I'm not bothered by it, but DC, hey, it is what it is. It's not like it's copyrighted whatsoever. It's not like you can't say, oh, it has it, because this has been done before. But what I got out of it was a little bit of X-Men in there for the few seconds that we got that shot. I mean, yeah, what did you think?
Even when I saw it on trailers, that was my thought. I was like, oh, that kind of looks like that. They didn't really show a lot of that area though, like that mansion or whatever.
So it didn't really.
I was a little bummed about that, but like,
yeah. But at the same time though, if they would have shown it, I kind of feel like fans would have been like, this is just X-Men, And I'm glad they didn't do it. That was kind of smart on their part. So again, I'm just saying, DC, you guys, it worked for the beginning. I mean, they're probably like, The Rock's probably like, hey, let's add this. We got to add this kid because this needs to be a kid-friendly film and all this stuff. We need to add that X-Men cameo in there. Like, I kind of feel like The Rock was kind of like, we're going to add a little bit, because people love the X-Men.
I don't think it's kid-friendly. I think isn't it PG-13 or what is it?
Yeah, PG-13. I think it's PG-13.
Yeah, but I think that kid is supposed to be a comic book character that ends up turning into like a little... I don't know. I think Black Adam has like a disciple or
Oh, okay. Well, so let's talk about the kid here. Well, he's not really a kid. He's 19 years old. But this actor, I'll be honest, man. I mean, we talked about this in our regular review. We were showing high praise on it and everything of the whole film itself. This movie's a mess. This movie really is a mess of a film. It really is. It's all over the place. There's no direction. The dialogue is poorly done. The screenplay of this was, I hate to say it, but it felt like it was written by like I keep going down on the grade, right? I feel like it was written out by like a first or second grader. The dialogue, what we got with The Rock too, I was just like, what is going on here? I was very upset that I didn't get any with Man of Steel, again, with the Batman, with Man of Steel. We've gotten these great, and DC's been good at this. Christian Bale's Nolan's version too. Even the not the Suicide Squad, but anyways, like different sayings that have stuck with us for a little while, right? I mean, they have like Peacemaker. There's always a different saying, like mother effer. That's like Peacemaker, right? I mean, because he says that a lot, and it just, you have that strong dialogue that I'm used to with DC when it comes to strong dialogue, strong sayings. And it sucks because like there wasn't really like any strong dialogue. This film, again, it was all over the place, but I still had a fantastic time. Did I walk out of that theater grimming with a beautiful smile, excited for what the future holds for DC? Hell yes, I was. Did I have a splendid time at the theater watching this film, even though the surround sound was sucky, right, Lex? Even though the sound was terrible
on that one theater, and that's not the movie's fault.
That's the theater's fault. But we're not gonna go on record and say which theater it was. But yeah, it was the theater's fault. But knowing that, I still had a fantastic time. I was excited. I'm gonna watch it
again. At least one more, and then after that,
I'm probably gonna watch it two more times. I'm gonna see it again tomorrow night on Saturday night at Flicks Brewhouse, so I'm gonna check it out there. Definitely excited to see how, and also just to see how fans really react with Henry Cavill coming back all over again.
That's the part I'm really excited about. Like, it's like I hope that like it plays out. I hope he gets like a deal. I hope the movie performs well, because I think at the end of the day, like the audiences are gonna have a good time with this. I think we talked about in the regular review how or maybe on this sport. No, I actually don't think we even mentioned it, but like Rotten Tomatoes like has been the score has been rough. It's like 44% or something like that. So it's considered rotten or whatever. I told Ryan like from the get goes like I feel like Rotten Tomatoes is very biased against DC. Now, granted, you have things like the Batman, which
yeah. I mean,
right?
Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes. We want to clarify. It's actually Rotten Tomatoes is critics. So actually, we are gonna apply for Rotten Tomatoes next year. So definitely we're gonna help out with that score, right? but it has a track. DC has a track record. Yeah, DC has a track record of not liking the DC films. They do. I mean, I'll be honest here. Even the fans too. I'll be honest. The fans.
And that's not like I'm not saying DC's perfect because some of that criticism is very deserving or whatnot. Yeah. But I'm just saying if you look at Rotten Tomatoes, if you think back on a Marvel project that you felt was, let's say, mediocre, or you felt like it wasn't as good, and you look at Rotten Tomatoes, they got really good appreciation and love. And then the point that I wanted to make is the audience score. So not critics anymore, but the audience score finally came out, and it's sitting like at 88%, which is really high. It's very positive. Yeah. So I think that's what The Rock brings. Like he, for non-critics, for the fans, I hope. I mean, I'm a fan, and I still had issues, so I'm not promising like issue-free movie.
And you're a critic too, Lex. Don't forget.
I always try to like understand like how I would feel just as an audience member, and I know that is the Rock target audience, so I think he's gonna win them over. Perhaps the critics weren't won over, but once again, if we're considered we're considered critics here, and so like for me at least the movie did what it needed to do for me. And the fan heart in me like didn't really need much winning over. I'm excited for the next steps, right? And this credit scene just kind of encapsulates all the excitement. I think people have been erupting over it. A lot of people got super excited, and once again, he's back. Like Superman is back. He is the father of comic book characters, and some people may be like, what? But no, look back at comic books. Superman is the staple, and I think that the DCU started with him, and it's been a shame that he's only been in like 10% of it, right? Like I don't know if that's the exact percentage.
It just sucks we haven't got a sequel from him. It really it really is
the true sequel dedicated to just him.
Yeah, and to even bring up your point, The Rock and everything brings people. Deadline as of right now reported later on today that Black Adam hits 25 million on Friday. Dwayne The Rock Johnson domestically. Not internationally. It's not even counting internationally, but best opening day as a leading man. Friday is reporting by Deadline, guys, with $25 million to make. This just freaking proves it. So now, as of right now, in the history of The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, as an actor, this is the most he's ever had in a lead role opening, guys.
Wow.
25.
But it's a single
on Friday,
day,
though.
Right?
On Friday, yes.
We
No. Yeah.
So do you know if like when they report the Friday box office, are they counting Thursday? Because like there's Thursday night. Like
no, so like Thursday, if I'm understanding and everything, so Thursdays it's its own night. But then when we see opening weekend, they calculate it all together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Friday sense. And then Saturday. So like, yeah, for the most part, when it comes to domestic and everything, they do it per day. When it comes to big films like this, obviously. And yeah, definitely right now with the New Line Cinema. And I love that New Line Cinema was still part of this. I love that. That's awesome. New Line Cinema. I love New Line Cinema. It's the home of it's the Freddy Krueger house. Freddy Krueger built that house over there with the horror stuff. And they're making Conjuring 4, which I'm effing excited for. I can't wait. We'll talk about that on the next podcast and everything. But yeah, this as of right now, guys, opening day with his list includes Hobbs and Shaw, which made 23.6 million, Mummy Returns 23.1, Jumanji Next Level actually made $19.7 million. San Andreas made $18.1 million, and today,
I did not know that it. So I'm assuming that with inflation, the Mummy, it probably still wins. But I am actually very surprised that it beat that, and then I know you don't like it, but it beat Hobbs on Shaw, which was a
Oh
very
God.
large opening.
Yeah.
And I actually thought Jumanji was higher because I love that movie. I
Well,
talk so
Jumanji
much
2.
shit because, yeah.
Yeah.
So I like both of them actually, but
I hate the second one, but yeah, that's just
really,
me.
yeah, it's not as good as the first one. But
Yeah, the first one's good.
yeah, but yeah, I talk so much shit and they prove me wrong. So for the first one, and yeah, I mean that is already great, kind of like trends, right? I think the movie as a whole, like for some analysts and things like that, I think they said that it's going to track like average, but honestly, that's a solid opener. So I think maybe it'll overperform from that already kind of like mild estimation. I don't like honestly, but I don't foresee it making like $1 billion, right? Because I know that DC has struggled in that department. Like I think only Aquaman has been able to do that, and but I think this is going to be a win, and I hope that it is because it means that they'll see the reactions, they'll see that A, we can count on The Rock, and B, we can have Henry Cavill.
You know, this film is tracking right now to make $70 million opening weekend. Now, Lex, I know we don't normally do this, but we're gonna start doing this from now on. I know this is like last minute, but like, tell me your number. We're gonna have this on record right here. This podcast is coming out technically on Friday night, October the 21st. Give me your number, how much you think this is going to take, or how much do you think this is going to make domestically, not internationally, domestically.
But the weekend?
The whole weekend. I'm going to say 73 million.
It's a good estimate.
Yeah.
And
to put this into perspective, to put this into perspective here, Black Adam actually is besting, of course, Shazam opening Friday made $5.9 million. So this is way, I mean, obviously.
Shazam as a whole didn't make a lot of movie, but Shazam was also very cheap to make.
Yeah. I mean, it made a lot opening weekend. It did. It made its money worth enough to,
positive.
Yeah.
But, I'm going to. You said it's tracking for 70?
It's tracking right now for 70. Not sure if it's going to make it or not. They expect it. Reports are showing that it expects it to make 70 million. But even so, though, this is a movie that's like you mentioned it already. It has a 43% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like usually people that see Rotten Tomatoes, and I'll be honest here, I know a few of them. I do. They're like, if a movie's not over 50%, I'm not going to watch it. And sometimes I'm kind of in that realm a little bit, depending on what the genre is and what the what the project is, right? Of course.
Yeah.
But when it's kind of this split up, like the way it is, it's double. Pretty much, it's double.
I think for me, I'm gonna stay conservative at 68, just because of the track record of these reviews tend to drive audiences away when it comes to DC movies, because I think a lot of people were already hesitant. So I'm gonna remain conservative at 68. Although I was hearing some people saying that they don't think it's gonna even make 65. So I think they'll be wrong, but I don't know. I'm staying conservative at 68.
I'm gonna go watch it again. Bye.
Make 70. I think that's a solid win.
Yeah.
If 73, like you said, I think it's a solid win. Overall, I think we'll once again. I just hope that whatever path moving forward, let's focus on rich storytelling. Let's try to maybe conceal a little bit more, not bring as many new characters, but still kind of make it a connected universe. I think there's a way to do this. I think DC's still on its way of finding their balance, but I'm hoping that we're very close to there.
After watching this film, I'm going to say, DC, Warner Brothers, I'm going to send you an email, guys. It's going to come very soon. I want a Justice Society movie now. Give it to us. We deserve it. We do. After watching Hawkman, after watching especially Dr. Fate. And I feel like it's funny too, because everyone that I talked to after watching this movie, they're like, the movie wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible either. Oh, what'd you enjoy? I enjoyed seeing other superheroes. It's weird because we're at and I kind of feel like Black Adam, right? Well, obviously we're here to see The Rock and everything, but at the same time, though, I was is it weird for me to say I was more excited to see Dr. Fate, even though this isn't his movie. Now I'm like, give us a Dr. Fate movie. Like, dude, give us a Green Martian Manhunter movie. Give us a new Green Lantern movie. Come on. Give us a new Green Lantern movie. I feel like DC just knowing where it's coming from, knowing where it's at right now. I kind of feel like anything is possible with David Zaslav in there, really creating its own studios and everything, which should have happened decades ago, just like they did it in Marvel, you know. And I'm happy to say it sucks, but I'm happy to say I had way more of a fun time in this movie than I did with Thor: Love and Thunder. It sucks. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I did. I had way more fantastic time here watching this movie than I did Thor: Love and Thunder. You know, but I mean, again, critics loved it. You know, people enjoyed it, and that's fine. But it's definitely one of those movies to where I'm not used to that so much humor. And there is humor in this film. There really is. But The Rock, man, he just knows he knows what the people want because he's the people's champ. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, any final thoughts, Lex? What was your estimated box office?
68.
68. I'm at 73.
Yeah, you said 73.
Okay, 73. Okay, so we'll see. We'll come back to this. We'll see what's up. We'll see if we got this right. We'll check it out here. And yeah, we'll put some money on it. All right, guys. Yeah. But yeah, all right, man. Well, thank you so much for making us a part of your day. Sorry we just took a little bit longer than usual, but hey, thanks for sticking with us this long. Thanks for staying, thanks for talking movies with us. Put on comments down below, guys. What did you think? Questions for you guys. What did you think of this post-credit scene with Superman? Man of Steel is officially back at the helm, and I can't wait to see Man of Steel 2. I'm excited. They really need to do Superman justice. I don't care what you say. Superman needs to be brought into justice. It needs to advertise the F out of him everywhere, and they need to make him everywhere. Brand new Superman hot toy statue. They need to make they need to make everything Superman. They really do. They need to capitalize it because it's their moneymaker. Superman, Wonder Woman, Shazam now, and hopefully Black Adam will hit that number too. I'm excited. I really am. All right, guys, thank you so much for making us a part of your day. As always, I'm your host, Ryan Deke, Ryan680.
This was Lex. Bye, everyone.
Stay safe, San Antonio. Catch you later.